welcome to Neil's Spanish Fly Box. I hope you're all well. If it's your first visit, you're very welcome. And today we're going to tie a dry fly, and it is the Soot-y-Bonduu. Now the GopPro9 is well known, and this is a variation on the theme. In the vise I have a size 14 dry fly hook, which is probably at the top end of the size that you would want to tie, and I'm tying with 12/0 black thread. I'm going to start that just a little bit behind the eye, wind down and trim up the excess. Now the GopPro9 is a short tied fly. In other words, it's not a full length body, so you go down about 3/4, where we will tie in a gold tag, and in this instance I'm using a gold prismatic tinsel. So let's tie that in. Let's pull that to length. And wind on the tinsel. Give it a nice healthy butt. This is a fine thin tinsel, so hence my giving it plenty of wraps. And tie off the tinsel. And trim it up. Trim that a bit neater and tidy up. Right, now the body of the GopPro9 is a peacock herl, just standard peacock herl, but the Soot-y-Bonduu has the addition of some dyed black peacock herl. So I'm going to take off 3 strands of standard peacock herl and add to it 3 strands of black peacock herl. Just picking them up. These are dyed from hens, and it gives it a dark, almost bronze look. So let's get all those lined up, and I'll trim up the points. And tie them in. Just pull them to length and bind them down. Like so. Now I'm going to twist these fibres for 2 reasons: to give them strength, and also to give a good mix of the black and the green peacock herl. And wind that on. Now the GopPro9 beetle is quite a large beetle. It can be small, of course, and it is normally on the water in July and August, so it's a summer fly. And I'll tie that off. And trim up the peacock herl. Just tidy up. Now at this stage, some fly tyers will trim this up and make it more beetle shaped, but I'm not going to bother. Looks okay to me. Now for the hackle, I'm going to use a furnace hackle and tie this in. Now you can use a red game or a standard brown hackle, whichever you have to hand. The traditional was a Soot-y-Bonduu cape, which is very similar to a furnace or a coachman. Right, I'm going to take my hackle pliers and wind this on. Now the amount of turns will depend upon the size of the fly, the size of the hackle, and how many turns you want to put on will depend also upon how big you want the hackle at the front. Right, I think that's enough, so I'll tie that off. And trim up the hackle. Just pull those fibres back best you can and build up ahead. Now I'm going to tie this off with a half hitch tool. And trim up the tying thread. Now I will put a little bit of glue onto the knot. Don't need a lot. And make sure that the eye is clear. See a fibre just pointing forward there, so I'll get rid of that. Let's have a look at this hackle. And there you have the finished fly, the Soot-y-Bonduu. As I said, this is a summer fly and it represents the Soot-y-Bonduu beetle, but it really could represent any type of beetle that gets blown onto the river or lake, wherever you are. Hope you enjoyed the tying. Don't hesitate to leave a comment, share it if you wish, and do become a subscriber also. Thanks for viewing, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.